everyone! I'm Hannah, and today I want to talk about a horror game that I'm sure will give you chills. The game is called Darkwood and it's simply amazing. The story of Darkwood takes place in a dark and mysterious forest, where the player is constantly in a state of terror. The game mixes survival elements with horror, and the gameplay is incredibly tense and challenging. The player must stay alive while exploring the forest, and every decision they make can affect their fate. One thing that really impressed me about Darkwood was its atmosphere. The graphics are dark and oppressive, and the soundtrack is chilling. All of this creates an incredibly immersive atmosphere that makes the player feel like they are really inside the game. In addition, Darkwood has a rich and engaging story that will keep you intrigued from start to finish. The game has several interesting characters, and each of them has their own story and motivations. I recommend Darkwood to all lovers of horror and survival games. It is challenging, scary, and incredibly immersive. So, if you want to experience the thrill of venturing into a dark and mysterious forest full of mysteries, don't miss out on playing Darkwood. Detention is a 2D horror game with elements of adventure and exploration. The story takes place in Taiwan during the 1960s under martial law. The protagonist of the game is a student named Feng Rei Xin, who wakes up in her school after a stormy night and finds everything changed and threatening. The gameplay of Detention is incredibly engaging. The game has a puzzle system that mixes Taiwanese cultural elements with the dark and mysterious story of the game. The soundtrack is chilling and the atmosphere is spine-tingling. What impressed me the most about Detention was the deep and emotional narrative. The game deals with heavy themes such as political repression, depression, and loss, and does so in a very touching and realistic way. The black and white graphics are beautiful and perfectly match the oppressive and tense atmosphere of the game. The art is based on hand-drawn drawings and the animation is smooth and fluid. In summary, Detention is an incredible and thrilling game that I recommend to all fans of horror and adventure games. It has engaging gameplay, a rich and emotional story, and a spine-tingling atmosphere. If you want to feel the excitement of playing a game that will touch your emotions, don't miss out on playing Detention. If you enjoy games that explore philosophical and existential questions while also scaring you, then this game is for you. The story of Soma takes place in a dystopian future where humanity is on the brink of extinction. You play as Simon Jarrett, a man who suffered an accident and wakes up in an underwater research facility called Pathos 2. The place is in ruins and overrun by horrifying creatures, and the only way to survive is to uncover what happened and escape. The gameplay blends horror with exploration and challenging puzzles. The atmosphere of the game is incredible and the graphics and soundtrack are breathtaking. The game also has multiple endings, meaning that your choices can affect Simon's fate. What impressed me the most about Soma was its narrative. The game raises philosophical questions about the nature of consciousness, the soul, and death, and explores the consequences of technology for humanity in a deep and emotional way. The plot is thrilling and immersive, and will leave you thinking for a long time after playing. If you enjoy horror games that explore profound questions and make you think while scaring you, Soma is the perfect game for you. With immersive gameplay, a rich story, and incredible atmosphere, Soma is a game that will stay with you for a long time. So, get ready to dive into a dystopian and terrifying world, and play Soma. If you enjoy scary, intriguing, psychologically terrifying games with elements of adventure and exploration, Fran Bow is for you. Fran Bow begins with the protagonist, a 10-year-old girl named Fran, who loses her parents in a tragic accident. After this incident, she is sent to a psychiatric hospital where she is forced to take medication that distorts her perception of reality. When Fran begins to have strange visions and hear voices, she decides to escape the hospital to find her beloved cat, Mr. Midnight, and uncover the truth about her parents' death. The game features a unique 2D art style that resembles an illustrated storybook. The gameplay involves exploring Fran's world, solving puzzles, and interacting with interesting and strange characters. The puzzles are challenging and intriguing, and the story is told in a non-linear way, making the experience even more interesting. The atmosphere of Fran Bow is dark and gloomy, accentuated by a chilling soundtrack. The game's world is full of eerie and disturbing locations, and the characters Fran meets are bizarre and sometimes even frightening. The game uses imagination to create a world of nightmares, and manages to maintain suspense and mystery until the end. In summary, Fran Bow is an incredible and exciting psychological horror game that will keep you hooked until the end. With a captivating story, engaging gameplay, and scary atmosphere, this game is a true work of art. If you enjoy horror, adventure, and puzzle games, I highly recommend giving Fran Bow a try. Little Misfortune is a horror-adventure game released in 2019 that was created by the same developer who created Fran Bow, the Kill Monday Games studio. The game follows the story of a little girl named Misfortune Ramirez Hernandez, who is in search of eternal happiness for her mother. The game is narrated by Misfortune herself and features elements of psychological horror. The gameplay is in a point-and-click style, where you must explore the game world, solve puzzles, and make important decisions that affect the end of the story. During the game, Misfortune must interact with various characters and face her fears and challenges in her quest for eternal happiness. The game has a unique artistic style, with hand-drawn characters and environments. The soundtrack is dark and mysterious, increasing the tension and suspense of the game. Little Misfortune is an engaging and thrilling game, with an intriguing story and captivating gameplay. If you are a fan of psychological horror and adventure games, this is a game you won't want to miss. If you like games that will keep you on the edge of your seat, then this game is for you. The story of the game is simple. You are a child who is home alone when strange things begin to happen. The gameplay involves hiding from monsters, solving puzzles, and finding a way to escape from the house. The game's atmosphere is well crafted and scary. The game uses dark lighting and terrifying sounds to create a constant atmosphere of terror. You may even feel chills down your spine. The gameplay in At Home Alone Final is very interesting, as you have to hide from scary monsters and avoid being caught. And don't worry, the game's puzzles are very good and varied. You will need to use logic to escape and survive. The game's graphics are of high quality. The game's art is very well done, and the sound effects are incredible. They help to create a constant atmosphere of fear throughout the game. The plot of At Home Alone Final is engaging and thrilling. It will leave you thinking about the game even after turning off your computer. Plus, there are several different endings, so your choices can affect the final outcome of the game. In summary, At Home Alone Final is an intense horror game that will keep you glued to the screen until the end. With engaging gameplay, a rich story, and a chilling atmosphere, At Home Alone Final is a game you don't want to miss. So, if you're a fan of horror games, this is a game you need to try. It Steals is a game where you navigate through a chessboard maze while avoiding monsters. The game features 5 different modes, each with a unique mechanic for both the player and the monster. But don't worry, the core mechanic of moving through a maze and collecting strange blue orbs remains the same in all modes. Completing each mode rewards a star in the main menu. The game was created by Zeekers and released on Steam on July 22, 2020. What makes its steals so interesting is the unpredictability of the freak, elevating it from a genre standard to something truly great. It is important to note that the game is very surprising in every aspect, challenging your expectations and making you tense with every step. Additionally, the game has a very well-crafted atmosphere, with a scary sound design and a sense of isolation and danger around every corner. What stands out the most is the unique mechanics of each monster, making every encounter with them a completely different experience. Its Steals is available on Steam and is an incredible game for horror game enthusiasts. So, if you want to test your courage and have fun at the same time, Its Steals is a great choice. Try it out now. Hello everyone, I hope you enjoyed our top 7 indie horror games. It was a lot of fun and scary to try out these games and share our experiences with you. If you enjoyed the content on our channel, please subscribe, leave a comment, and a like to encourage us to make more videos like this. Remember that all the games we mentioned are in the video description, so if you want to try them out, just take a look down there. And if you have played any of these games or have a suggestion for an indie horror game that we didn't mention here, leave a comment and share it with us. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.